This is Jeremy with AZ Bidder giving you a quick video tutorial on the property detail page, notes and calculator tab. Really quick, I'm on the power search feature. I identified my list of properties. Now I want to see the property detail page for a specific property. Go ahead and click the address. That's going to open up the property detail page for Jasper Drive. This video is going to cover the notes and calculator tab only. All these other tabs are covered in other videos that are available for you to watch as well. So this tab here, Notes and Calculator, we can divide this screen in half. The left-hand side will be the Notes section. The right-hand side is the Investment Calculator side. But starting here on the left, we have some basic information just so you don't have to flip back and forth between tabs. It's going to give you the opening bid. We have a tax assessor value of 187, which is low. Subdivision going a sixth of a mile, a quarter of a mile, half a mile, and a full mile out. And then we take all those and average those out, and we give an AZB estimated value. So we have a dedicated real estate team here at AZ Bidder. We like to look over properties prior to them going to auction and give our opinion of value on them. And sometimes we'll adjust these estimated values based on running comps on them. But this property here has a 285 value on that one. Moving on down, we have a note section here. These are where you can actually vote on a property if you happen to work in an investment team or with a partner, or just as a reminder for yourself, this property is scheduled to go tomorrow. I like this property. I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on it. Or I could say, hey, I underwrote this property. I do not like it. Or maybe I'm on the fence whether I want to bid on it or not. You can do some voting. All your votes are time stamped here, so you can come back and refer to them at a later time. But in this section here, you can put notes that you can either share with your partner who's linked to your account, or just underwriting a property. And if this property were to postpone the auction date for tomorrow and be pushed another 30 days out, I can still underwrite the property, leave notes for myself. That way I can just review them the next time this property is scheduled. So on this property, I'm going to go ahead and put property is vacant, faces north. I can save my notes. They'll jump down here. They're time-stamped on when I made them, and that way I can always refer back to them. So anything you do regarding this property will be time-stamped. You can see I marked this property for bid already. I put a price opinion value of 290. I ordered a title pencil search, and I ordered a drive report on this property as well. So all my activity on this property are time-stamped and shown here. Moving to the right side, our investment calculator. It's a cool little investment calculator that you can quickly determine a max bid that you would like to place on the property. You can predetermine values as far as rehab values and holding costs, but we'll run through one real quick. This property, I have an estimated value of 290 on it. This rehab number, you can come up with it yourself. I looked at the drive report, and just for this calculation, I'm going to put $10,000 as a rehab. And coming down here, you can see I put some of my acquisition related expenses as far as title insurance, HOA transfer fees, monthly operating expenses that I'm holding during my rehab, insurance, HOA, gas, electric, and water, annual operating expenses if I'm looking to hold this property or however long, something like property taxes on this property, tenant turnover expenses, and then sales expenses if I'm going to flip this property and I have an agent who will list the property for 1.5%, but I got to pay a buyer's commission of 3%. So items like that you can put in here. Any concessions that you might have to, you plan on giving as far as an FHA buyer. And then your financing fees. If you use hard money on this property and you are planning on holding this property for 90 days, you're going to get an 80% loan, and maybe your hard money lender only charges you 12% interest for that. So you can fill in these expenses here. You can actually save them as your default for every property. That way you only have to go through and adjust a little bit based on maybe your loan or your title insurance, depending on the purchase price that you're planning on bidding. But I've gone ahead and I've saved my default assumptions here. And then I'm going to come back here and say, I'd like to make between 9 and 10% return on my money, and I'm going to go ahead and solve for that. So basically this is telling me if I think the property's worth 290 with all my my operating expenses and my rehab expenses, I'm looking to make a profit of $25,000, almost $25,000. I can put a max bid of $230,550. So you can play around with these numbers. Someone might come in and say this property is worth $300,000 in this market. There's not much around in that subdivision. It's a good area. They might only adjust and say they're going to only put $8,000 in rehab, and they can solve for that as well. That will tell them you're going to make a 9.8% return on your profit, a total of $26,000. You can go a max bid of $240,000. Maybe $26,000 is not competitive, or too much money that you're not going to be able to be competitive down at the auction, so you can drop this down a little bit. I'm looking to make 20 grand, spend 8 grand in rehab, factor in some of my other holding costs. I could potentially place a max bid of $246,000. So fun little calculator. You can also do it using cap rates and rental properties if you're looking to hold it, and what kind of rent you're going to get, what kind of target cap rate you're looking for. But just a quick overview of the property detail page, notes, and calculator tab. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at AZ Bidder. Once again, my name is Jeremy. Thanks for watching.